What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of Heard the Word podcast. I'm Stevie Browning, co-host Jay West.
Yes, sir.
And today we got my boy, Jacorey Williams in the house, man.
Welcome to the show, my boy.
Welcome to the...
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. And today we're going to kind of run through the Jacorey Williams experience.
Okay.
So, what you want to go ahead and get right into it?
Let's get right to it.
Get right into it. Okay, so, man, start us from the beginning, man.
So, what do y'all want to know?
Your story, bro. Like,
my story, bro. Okay,
start.
how I grew up, everything.
Yeah, all that.
Well, I was born in Mobile, Alabama. I wouldn't say I had the best childhood, so I was kind of like living in different cities. So I was born in Mobile, Alabama, like I said, and when I was about 5 or 6, some things happened with the family. I had to go live with my dad. He was living in Seattle, Washington. So a lot of people don't even know I lived in Seattle for like
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 2.5 years. From like when I was 5 to like 7.
How do you remember a lot about that?
I do because of the experience. It really wasn't so good. So I remember a lot of my dad didn't really have things together, as far as being able to take care of kids. There were 4 of us. And we went to school up there. I didn't really play sports yet. I wasn't in sports yet, but we were just trying to make it, man. It was rough. I don't even want to get into too much detail.
No,
but you get the picture. So I lived in Seattle for 2.5 years, and then I moved back to Alabama to a small town called Jackson. Had to move away from my dad because things weren't good. He didn't really have things together. Him and his girlfriend weren't really settled, ready for kids. So we moved back to Jackson and lived with my grandma and lived with her for the next 2 or 3 years. So when I got like 6th, 7th grade, 8th grade, I moved back with my mom, which was in Birmingham, Alabama. And from 8th grade throughout my high school career, I was in Birmingham, Alabama. So a lot of people know me from being from Birmingham, but I'm actually from Mobile, lived in Seattle, lived in Jackson, and I moved back to Birmingham with my mom. So that's when I really started getting into basketball. I just go to the park, I didn't really know much about AAU. I was already in the 8th grade. A lot of my friends were already playing. They saw I was a little bit tall, so they were asking me like, hey, you want to come play AAU? So literally my friend named Jeremy got me into playing AAU basketball. So that's how I really got into playing basketball, seeing how the circuit was. I had tried out on my middle school team, and I didn't know anybody at the school. And I was just, playing like I was playing in my front yard, my backyard. And the coaches told me, like, hey, you're already on the team. So from then on out, I'm like, wait, am I actually good? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was wondering, like, if I could even, like...
Were you bigger? Like, back then, were you bigger than everybody else?
Nah, see, like, 7th grade, I was like... Okay, I guess I was tall. I was skinny up, so I wouldn't really say bigger, like, I was just tall and skinny. So 7th grade, I was about 5'9". Then the summer, from 7th to 8th grade, wasn't even playing basketball yet. I grew from, like, 5'9" to, like, 6'4".
Oh, boy.
In the 8th grade.
So dogging people in the 8th grade.
So when I came back to that tryout in the 8th grade, like I tried out on my middle school team.
You don't even got
on the team. Yeah, because when I was playing in my front yard, I was only 5'9", before 5'8". I was dribbling the ball like a guard, and then all of a sudden I got tall, so I kind of kept the handle. So they kind of helped me with basketball.
And you still got them, though.
I still got them. Like I lose it sometimes, but like naturally I can dribble the basketball. So that's where I think the handles came from with the height. So because I was short first, and then all of a sudden I was tall, so I just kept the handle. And then so I got into the 8th grade middle school basketball, and I played pretty well. And I started getting calls from the high school like, "Yeah, we're ready for you to come up here, trying to see if you can play varsity and stuff like that." I didn't even know I was this good, man. I was just playing like I was in the park, And I got on the AU circuit, 8th grade, going to 9th grade, and man, I was good. Like as soon as I came, it was just natural feel for the game, playing hard. And I was tall doing all this stuff, so it was like.
But when you was at the park, because I grew up playing outside, were you playing? You had to be playing with older dudes.
Yeah, they would always pick me.
So you were playing with older, so you had to learn how to play. You had to learn how to.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
And I had to learn fast. Those older guys, they were like, "Hey, we gotta win. We can be on our team. You're young with all the energy. You gotta help us win." So that's how I kind of learned like quickly how to play basketball. Like nobody taught me anything. Like I didn't have a trainer, coach. Like my childhood was all over the place, so I didn't have nobody telling me like, look, if you want to be a great ball player, do these things. Or work out like this or train like this. I didn't know anything. Like I was just winging it, And naturally, I was just kind of good at basketball, bro. And I was tall. So, like I said, 8th grade journey, going into 9th grade, play AAU. 9th, 10th, 11th grade, I started getting recruited by SEC school, bro. Like, my mom didn't even know I was good. She came to no games because she was just like, oh, he just playing just to, make friends.
Right.
We were new to Birmingham, so we didn't really have friends.
She was really hooping.
But I was hooping, and she didn't even realize it. So my 9th grade year, it's like boxes of letters, like the little letters, piling up.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, Alabama, Tennessee, like, what's going on? Like,
My mom really liked that.
and I'm telling my mom, like, I think I'm good at basketball. Like, everybody keeps telling me I'm good, but I'm so humble, and I know I didn't grow up playing basketball like since I was 5 or nothing like that. I started late, so I was just like wondering what everybody else saw. I was just so humble and just enjoying the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think so. By the time I got to 10th grade, going to 11th grade, I knew I was good because I was getting offers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I started, my first offer I remember was from Washington State, which is where Klay Thompson went.
Mm-hmm.
Far away, but research at school, the coaches was always talking to me. And I was like seeing all these players that went there. And the player that stood out was like Klay Thompson because he was already like about to go there.
Yeah.
And from that offer, SEC offers started coming, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, Missouri, teams like that. Basically everybody was like recruiting except Kentucky and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I realized like, I can probably do something. And then my mom started talking about like my grades in school because I didn't really have the best grades. Like, I honestly didn't. So my mom made a decision my 11th grade year to make me transfer to a prep school.
Mm-hmm.
And
Where was that at?
it's in Birmingham.
It's in Birmingham.
But luckily this prep school traveled, played against teams like Oak Hill, like that type of prep school.
Yeah.
Like we traveled to Texas, played against like Yates, like all type of teams around the country. Like we played against teams in Florida, we played against like IMG, we played against like Montbert, like all the big high schools, like we played against them. Like we were from Birmingham, we were low key.
National schedule.
But we had a national schedule. We didn't play with normal high school basketball. Right. So I was already like in the college type, atmosphere, environment in high school, So I ain't really know how big that would be for me moving forward because I had never been in this place. Like I said, I'm new to everything. So I'm just learning as I go, So when I transferred to this prep school, and I kept playing well, kept getting better, kept getting bigger. That's when like Alabama, Arkansas really just, really started recruiting me tough. And like by the time my senior year came, Alabama, Arkansas were my top 2 schools. Alabama had like the last 4 #1 players in the state. I was number 2 in the state behind Craig Sword. You know him from Heart 23.
Oh.
Yeah, we're in the same class. So he was an amazing high school player. He ended up going to Mississippi State. And so they were recruiting me and him trying to get us to go to Alabama because they wanted all the top players to come to stay in state, right? Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. But Alabama had a few recruits that I thought that would conflict, me going there, playing time, I wanted playing time as a freshman, even if it was just 10 minutes, So I chose Arkansas because there was a new coach, Mike Anderson. They were rebuilding. We were his first recruiting class.
And you felt that you
could
step in
and be able to play. Like, I ain't really think about winning too much. I just want to be team, So I get to Arkansas and honestly, man, things don't go too well. Things are not how I want them to be basketball wise. Nobody in my family had ever went D1 to play Division I basketball. I had nobody to look up to as far as like going to a big Power 5 school like that. Talking about all the distractions that can be caused when you're an athlete, when you're around so many people, you got so much free time, so much downtime to do a lot of stuff that you normally couldn't do in high school because you had like parent supervision. You live with your parents, but first time on my own. And I ain't really made a lot of good decisions in college. The first college in Arkansas. So I wasn't really playing much. So, I was a little bit immature. Didn't really want to wait my time. Didn't want to grind it out. I wanted it right then, But that's just me not having experience. Nobody to look up to. Nobody in my family had done it. None of my friends had done it. I was like the biggest thing in my family. So I was making a decision for myself. Right. And we all know when you're 17, 18, the decision making is not good. So try to speed it up here. So Arkansas, I played there 3 years, basically a role player, and I didn't really play a lot, so I was doing a lot of stuff off the court, wasn't really focused. School, wasn't really focused on school, wasn't really focused on getting better at basketball. Honestly, I kind of fell out of love with the game for a second because I felt like the coach had promised me something, which we know how college coaches do. They recruit you, they tell you anything you want to hear.
Tell you.
But when you get there, you really have to put the work in. You really have to earn everything. They can't give you nothing. They just can't. Their job on the line. We know how fast they can fire the coach.
And you got other people that's working.
Yes, sir.
Around you.
Yes, sir.
That's grinding.
Yes, sir. And you coming from high school, you're normally the best player there. Your smallest effort is better than the next guy, regardless of what you do. You don't have to work hard in high school.
Right.
So I went there, wasn't happy about it. So I just got into a lot of stuff off the court. Was more into hanging with my friends. Looking forward to leaving practice, hanging with my friends right away, like late to classes, wasn't really doing stuff I needed to, late to study hall. Just small things that you can tell as an older guy now, I can tell like somebody that's younger than me, like you're not focused. If you don't know the same thing that I was doing, you're not locked in. Like those things matter. Being on time, going to class on time, going to study hall, making all your appointments, like just being 10 minutes early, it matters. Being 30 minutes early, it matters. Getting in the gym on a Sunday on the off day, like stuff like that. Like I was taking all my off days off. Right. Wasn't really worried about basketball. So I ended up getting in a little trouble my junior year in Arkansas. And I ended up having to leave there. And it was a big wake-up call for me because normally when people get in trouble at those Power 5 schools and they transfer mid-major or smaller or JUCO, you never hear from them again. And when I got in trouble, those Arkansas fans and the people in that community, they really talked a lot of like trash about me, like really just didn't uplift me in a tough situation. Like, like when it rains, it pours. That's basically what happened. Like everybody's just like threw me under the bus. Like, I didn't need to be there anyway. I didn't contribute. I didn't do anything. I averaged like 4 points on my career.
And realistically, bro, once you get to that level, it's cutthroat. Like they don't look at you as a person.
No.
They look at you as a tool to help win.
An asset.
An asset. It's not Jacorey the person, what's best for his life.
Right.
It's can Jacorey help us win a game right here?
Exactly.
So it's not it gets a little different right there.
Exactly. So I didn't understand none of that. Like I didn't expect to get all that backlash when I got in trouble. I thought I was gonna see more support and people wishing me well and hoping I turn things around, So I didn't even get it until my junior year. That's how late I matured. You know what I mean? Like that's how late it took me to go through all of this stuff. High school, in my childhood, living in different places, and it took me until I was like almost 20, man, to really understand and lock in on like being a basketball player again, like being a college athlete, like doing things the right way, So I transferred from Arkansas, getting all the backlash. I really took it personal. I had to sit out a year. I went to Middle Tennessee State, obviously. So I had to sit out a year in the middle, and man, that year off was like life-changing. Yeah. Like, that was my life in that year. Like that year is why I am a pro today. Like the only reason. I went there, I locked in. Like Kermit Davis at Middle Heat, taught me skill of basketball, X's and O's instead of just being an athlete and hustling and rebounding, which is my best skill. But he taught me how to play basketball like in a different way. It wasn't just like being an athlete running the court, just getting up and down, So
that's what our paths intertwined.
Yeah. So when I got to middle, the little stuff I talked about, being on time, going to class, being early, like going to the gym on an off day, just doing things the right way, Kermit really enforced that for his team. There was no way that I can go there and be 2 minutes late to anything. Walk in right on time.
He wasn't letting that happen.
If I walked in right on time, I might as well not have came to the practice. Like, it's gonna be that bad. Like, the team is running. I'm late. Like, if I'm late to study hall, if I'm late to class, like, everybody's running.
Everybody accountable.
Everybody. He kept track of all things we did throughout the week and put them on the board. So every time we walked in the locker room, we knew if there was another mark on the line, like, we would just do it like Roman numerals. Like, every time somebody got in trouble, he'll just mark it. And every time we walk in the locker room, if you see another mark, somebody on your team did something, was late, didn't show up, slept in too much, something. So we knew each mark was like a 17. Each one.
Them 17s.
Each one. And we run them.
Would you say Marshall was like that, Steve?
The opposite.
The opposite.
The opposite.
So y'all didn't really have that.
But we didn't. I was there for 3 years. We didn't get on the line around one time.
Hey, man, I wish I was the Marshall. But anyway, like so.
But you said that kind of is what changed your whole.
Yeah, that's what made me more disciplined and like really become more mature. Like,
and that's what helped you become a pro for real.
It did. So he had that system. So we knew we couldn't get in trouble. Like we go in there and we see an extra line. Somebody cussing somebody out. We're trying to figure out what happened before practice because we know we're gonna have to run. And this running is not a part of the practice.
Right.
This is after. Yeah. Like we were practicing for 2 hours hard and then running whatever's on that board. And you making the time. Like we're not leaving until we make it. So that type of system with Kermit, him being so strict on us, man, that helped me really like turn into a young man and really mature as a person and like just see things a lot different, you know.
Now you sat
That's
out,
good, bro.
you redshirted.
This was the year I set out.
And that personally, my redshirt year was one of the biggest years of my life, bro. Is that kind of? Did you like having that redshirt year in between?
I wouldn't say I liked it. Like during the redshirt year, like obviously I'm itching to play. Like, I had played every year.
Yeah.
Up until then, I never set out anything for no injuries or nothing. So it was an experience for me. It was my first time doing it. It was hard at first, but you know, once I saw the support from the coaches, they were willing to work with me. They brought me in like a family, you know, like, you know, I was included in everything. Like it didn't feel like I was sitting out until I actually sat on the bench of the game. Like everything else I did with the team. And, you know, it really changed how I looked at everything. So, you know, I built trust, they built trust with me. And I think that translated to the great year I had at New. When I finally played, man, I was just like feeling like the game was so easy.
It was.
Oh
my gosh.
You know, obviously I came from the Power 5 and I saw that level of basketball, and I also saw the Conference USA level. And I have to say that I really expected less than what I saw from that conference because there was talent.
Oh no, we had dogs.
I knew nothing about. I'm thinking it's gonna be a cakewalk, but every game I had to work.
Yeah.
Like I had to really play my hardest every game to be successful.
Let's see. Jacorey Williams in 2016-17 averaged 17.3 points per game, 7.3 rebounds per game, and he shot 55% from the floor.
That's fine. Bro, let me tell you about our experience with Jacorey, bro.
I was at one of the games. I was at the home game.
It was at Marshall.
I was at that one.
Bro, we rotated every person on the floor. At one point, everybody tried to guard Jacorey. Like we started with, I forgot who it even was, bro. But we started, Jacorey fried him, we switched. Then I guarded him, Jacorey fried me, we switched. John tried to guard him, Jacorey fried him, we switched. Ryan tried to guard him, Jacorey fried him, we switched. CJ Burks tried to guard him, Jacorey fried him, we switched. Whole game, we were just filtering people, and Jacorey is just catching it at the mid post and going to work, bro. And we can't stop it, bro.
Couldn't stop
it, bro. But y'all were nice that year too.
Yeah, we had a squad, and you really couldn't double anybody.
No, we couldn't double.
Yeah, so if you think about it, if you put you or John or anybody on that team, your average goes up because you got Giddy, Reggie, me. We got shooters everywhere.
Yeah, bro.
Like guys you can't name right now.
Y'all had
we hit the court, they're
y'all
not
had bigs
and bigs.
Y'all had everything.
Yeah, so I think it was just like, you know, the
and
team
y'all
had,
strapped.
Yeah, our defense was
y'all
defense was like, we had a lot of different defensive schemes because y'all had high power offense. We had to slow y'all down.
Yeah.
To me, that was amazing that we were able to do that, man. Because nobody can do it.
I know.
On film, it looks like y'all just the Harlem Globetrotters, bro. Just doing whatever y'all want. Like really.
That's because that's what we did.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro, my first day at Marshall, Dan comes up to me and says, "Look, I don't care what shot you take. If you think you can make it, you can take it." Yeah, we took that to heart.
But bro, it makes sense, like listening to him talk about Kermit and how he had that system, bro. It correlates with how they played. You know what I'm saying?
Right in
how they played is
strict.
Perfect correlation with how everything else was behind the scenes. Yeah, that's how
you can't make mistakes.
No.
Like off the court, on the court, no mistakes. Like
and that's why he was good.
He taught like pay attention to every detail. Like not some of them, every detail. Like the way I screen my right hand over my left hand, like my chest out and not in, like little stuff like that.
He was on it. I like that.
Like my first practice, I'm screening like, you know how I normally do, just hit him, get out of there. Like I just came from Arkansas, like we slipping out. He like, no. Make contact with this screen. And then you open up a roll this way. And I was just running. Like It didn't matter which way I turned. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm rolling. You know, no matter which
Get
way I
out
turn
quick,
right
yeah.
now. He like, nah, roll like this. You're gonna get out of here a half a second faster.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, less movement. Like, when you plant your feet, pivot and run out of there. Don't just turn the opposite way across the other shoulder. Like, that half a second will get you a dunk.
Yeah.
Like, and he taught those small things. And man, we just like, as a team, just bought in.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's what
And
the
it
success
showed.
is.
It showed from y'all's success, bro.
Sure.
Y'all made a run in the NCAA
For
tournament.
sure. For sure. We did. So,
Who did y'all beat that year?
the year I played,
Michigan
State.
the year I set out is when they beat Michigan State. So I saw the blueprint, and I was just like, I was in the stands, like I couldn't sit on the bench, but I was in the stands, like picturing myself in the system. Because I had been practicing with them, and I knew I was already good enough to play like in the system right now. So I knew next year, man, we had a chance to go right back because we brought back Reggie and Giddy.
Yeah.
We lost Perrin Buford, Darren Harris, Darnell Harris. Yeah,
He was nice.
Perrin Buford, Darnell Harris,
Yeah.
Jaquan Raymond.
Yeah.
Those guys all had size and can shoot the ball.
Yeah.
And like those were big losses for them. But I kind of came in and helped with the scoring with
You bridged that whole gap.
definitely. Definitely. And I
A
get
one-man bridge.
and I give credit to Kermit Davis and also Reggie and Giddy because they brought me in and it was their home, you know.
Yeah.
They welcomed me in and like, look, man, we need you. You can help us. You know, I didn't really expect to be newcomer of the year, first team all conference, player of the year, all tournament. You know, I didn't expect to do all of this, but at the same time, with the love they showed me and how they welcomed me and they saw how hard I worked, they were willing to like help me get to that point because they saw the potential in me before I even saw it myself. Like as soon as I showed up, everybody saw the potential, but I didn't even see it, man. They really brought it out of me. Like they helped me see it for myself. So I was just like,
Bro, Giddy played in them cool gray nines.
I don't know how he did it.
Bro, listen, to this day, we still call them nines, the Giddy Potts nines.
Yeah.
The cool gray, that's what he hooped in.
And he was about 3 pair like per year. The same
That's
shoe.
tough. That's tough. He's
The same
consistent,
shoe.
bro.
The Giddy Potts nines, bro.
He had one to hoop in, one to walk around in, another pair to practice in. Like, Giddy had 4 or 5 pair. Like my 2 years there, I saw like 6 pair from Giddy. For real, like the same shoe.
That's crazy.
That's tough.
Yeah.
So who y'all beat Minnesota?
My year I played, we beat Minnesota. The year I set out, they beat Michigan State. So it was 2 years in a row we were
Right.
Bro, that's crazy.
That era was crazy.
Conference USA really had like a stretch where they were knocking
5 years in a
people
row,
off, bro.
Was it?
UAB, it was you. On my redshirt year was UAB.
Mm-hmm.
Then my junior year was your redshirt year, and that was y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Then my senior year, your senior year,
we beat
that was
somebody
y'all
again.
again. Then
Y'all went and beat somebody.
That was us.
then
Yeah.
we beat Wichita
Thank you.
State. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
ODU.
ODU, they lost.
Beat no, they lost.
They lost. They broke the
Yeah.
cycle.
Yeah.
I think UAB went twice.
Back to I think they did.
You
They
know,
were nice.
Yeah,
bro.
you know the first year they went when they beat
Iowa State.
Iowa State.
It was.
Didn't they?
Yeah.
That was the only time.
Yeah, I mean that was a long time to beat. Iowa State had a squad there too.
They were nice. That was when they had
Georgia's? Was that Georgia's?
George's Niang and
Yeah,
and Kane.
It was.
yeah. Deontay Burton.
Yeah.
They had them
They were
guards.
nice.
Nas, Nietzsche Long.
Yeah.
They had them guards.
They were nice, bro.
Yeah. They weren't supposed to lose that
Bro,
game.
Conference USA was stacked. for
I
real.
think 4 out of those 5 years we knocked somebody off first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Conference USA was stacked, bro.
Definitely.
Conference is definitely underrated.
Yeah, it was.
For sure.
It was hoopers. Let's get what we got, and then obviously we step. Where'd you go first? After
Middle Tennessee, obviously after the great year, I had a couple opportunities to try to chase my dreams, you know. So I went to Miami, started working out, and draft went by, no draft, obviously. I didn't get drafted or anything, but I ended up signing with the Cavaliers for the Exhibit 10. And you know, you just go to training camp and then you go to the G League. So I did the G League for my first 2 years. I actually signed 2 Exhibit 10s with the Cavs, just trying to see if I can possibly make it, you know. Because I played great in the G League the first year, averaged 15 to 8. Came back the second year, again, averaged 15 to 8. Exact same stats, you know. They get my chance, but they let me go to summer league to kind of showcase me so I can work my way to Europe, you know, be seen a little bit. Yeah. So I was thankful for that. They really helped me out with that because
Did you enjoy the G League?
the G League is really a grind, and I think only because the travel is not so good, and the money is also not so good. But obviously, they've added some new things and trying to help G League players like have a better living and travel probably a little better. But back when I was in there, the travel wasn't good and the money was not.
What was y'all busing?
We were bus anything 6 hours or below. So
That's 6 is tough.
there was a lot of places 6-7 hours away that we would bus. You know, so it was tough, man. Like the travel stuff, it was tough. But as far as like playing in actual games, like I enjoyed it. Like, the floor was open.
Oh, it's American basketball, bro.
Yeah, floor is open, no 3 seconds. Like,
Yeah,
you can
bro.
play your game, and as long as you're in the flow, like they'll let you play.
I think that's the biggest thing, the biggest difference between overseas and the States is the 3 second, is the defensive 3 seconds.
Man, like overseas, you know, them big guys just sit in the paint.
Camping.
Whole game, they can go so long.
Footers in there.
Yeah, they can just sit there. But the G League, they gotta be mobile.
Yeah.
So that's tough. Like you beat your man, you at the rim.
Yeah.
You at the rim. But yeah, the first 2 years in the G, I didn't really get a call or anything, but the summer league that final year. And then my first year overseas was in South Korea. That was an experience, man. Nobody spoke English.
Really?
Not even my coach.
Did they have a translator?
Walked around with a translator everywhere.
Really?
Like I was almost tired of the translator. Like he was all in my personal space, but nobody spoke English.
Bro, we had a translator when I was in Turkey because we had a coach that didn't speak English. And I kid you not, our coach would go on like a 15-minute rant, no translation. And then at the end, the translator will look at us and be like, the coach says you guys need to play hard. I'm like, I know he said more than that, bro.
See, I think they take out the cuss words, they take the bad things out.
They take the message.
Yeah. They just summarize the whole message. They don't tell you word for word every time.
They take the whole
But
message.
bro, when I was in China, we had a translator, and our translator was like talking over the coach. So it was like a yelling match. Like we'd just be in a huddle for like a minute,
Yeah.
and it'd just be like a yelling match. I'm like, bro, I can't understand what either one of you guys are saying because you guys are just screaming at each other.
And it's like I feel like because it was like that in Korea too, but I feel like that since the coach didn't know English, he didn't even hear the translator yelling. He don't hear that, so they don't know that they're yelling like that.
Right.
I don't think they realize like that. It sounds crazy.
How chaotic it is. They're trying to pay attention.
Sure, bro.
Trying to watch the coach and his gestures and then listen to him. Like, yeah,
It makes it
that's
tough.
It's not clear the same, bro.
Nah.
They are not like I've had that. I remember when the Turkish coach was like in my face screaming at me, bro, in Turkish. And the translator looks at me and he's like, he thinks you need to play harder on defense. I'm like, come on. This man just spit in my face basically when he's screaming at me. Let me get the real words here.
Right.
The full message. All right, so you were in South Korea first.
Yep.
What was the living like there?
Amazing.
That's what I heard.
The best place I've lived.
Really?
Really?
Overseas.
Really?
When I got off the plane, I thought I was in the future. Like I thought it was 2051.
No,
Like they're so advanced. Everybody got like sports cars, Range Rovers. Like a Mercedes is.
You was in Seoul. You had to be.
I wasn't in Seoul. I was near Seoul. Like
Really?
the country's not that big, so Seoul is 40 minutes away. Okay. Like yeah, so basically everybody's in Seoul. Like you go to Seoul to eat, party, anything, get your hair cut, whatever. You'll see some other players there.
So they were a little bit Americanized.
Yeah, as far as like the living, yeah, they are. They had a lot of American restaurants too.
That's what
like,
you need.
yes, sir.
That's what you need.
I was they had on the border the Mexican spot. Man, it's amazing in South Korea.
Really?
I think on the border is like better than the one in America. I don't think they had on the border in Virginia.
No.
On the border.
I think it's more like Florida or something like that.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of things in West Virginia.
But I was in love with that Mexican place. No, I just always there.
Oh,
Yeah. But like what's weird, like, you know, they don't really eat too healthy over there. Like they was like, what you want to eat before the game? And then they was just like, you want Domino's? Like before the game, I don't want no pizza, man. Like that's like those Asian countries, like they don't really eat that well. Like their food is just not really that healthy. So
you get a deep dish pizza before the game.
yeah, like and that was like on the road game where we went because like at home we had like a chef that cooked us like chicken, like grilled chicken, steak, rice, stuff like that, like healthy stuff. Like American stuff too. Like the chef would cook American dishes and
then
Korean dishes.
Yeah.
Right. So we would have our food and we could just try some of their food like if we wanted to. Right. So
Did you like their food?
Yeah, I like they had like this little spicy, sweet and sour like type chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Like fire. And then like their rice was good, so like they make great rice over there too. So, you know, the food wasn't bad when they cooked for us. It's just when we were on the road, we had to eat like Burger King, stuff like that. Just cause they know we weren't gonna eat like the Korean restaurants all the time. Also the Korean barbecue places, like we stayed there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You just get the meat, cook it yourself.
And you cook it yourself, yeah.
So
That's fine.
the food was good, the living was good. Only weird thing about that was like the coach was no English translator. I had to adjust to that, but like that was the best thing I've lived so far.
Really? You told me the other night that you love living in was it Tel Aviv that you lived in?
I had Tel Aviv, Greece, and Naples in my top three, but I had the most fun like in those places. I'm talking about just strictly living, being nice. Like you get off the plane, like everything's nice. Like, you're like, wow, where am I?
Yeah.
Crazy. But like, you know, in Europe, you can tell you in Europe when you get off the plane.
Immediately.
In Korea, it takes you a little second. You like,
Where?
America, like, where am I? You know, then you start riding, then you know it's like, okay, I'm in a foreign country. But when I first got off the plane, I thought I was landing back in America. Like, it was nice, bro. Nice, clean.
What was the time difference?
Man, 16 hours.
Oh my God.
So when I would talk on the
I
phone,
can't even do that, man.
I would have to, like, I'll be a whole day ahead.
Yeah.
Like, it's New Year's here, it's 31st here. Like a whole day. Like, maybe the 30th, like it's a whole day ahead. Like.
I think that's one thing about overseas that people can't understand and get their head around until they experience it.
The camera broke my feet.
Is that?
I wonder how long I've been doing that.
Nah, we ain't worried about it. Is that time zone?
Yeah.
Cause you got all the people you want to talk to back at home, and you're 16 hours ahead of them.
Yeah.
That makes it tough.
Yeah.
16 is crazy.
16.
That's how I was in New Zealand though.
Oh my God.
16.
You were 16 in New Zealand? Yeah. You were there the whole time, the whole year?
I was at 4 months. For
yeah.
the summer, I was just at the
Okay. Yeah, man, that time zone is different. And just being over there, it affects family relationships, girlfriend, boyfriend relationships, friendships with your homies. Like, man, it affects everything, man. You really see who your real friends are and stuff like that.
The ones that's calling, the ones that's
calling, because it's hard mentally over there, man. It's easy to play basketball, but it's not easy to play basketball across the world, away from your family and
for that long.
Yeah, for that long, and playing their style of basketball. Like, you gotta adjust to everywhere you go. So
it's like doing a bid.
That's what makes it tough, man. Yeah, makes it crazy over there.
So after Korea,
I went to Greece. Out Thessaloniki, great city.
Great city.
Great city.
Oh, great
city. Food, great living, great everything.
English speaking, a lot of
right on the water.
Right on the water, got a little lake, whatever you know, might be the ocean. Yeah, it's fine.
No, it's the Mediterranean.
Okay, but great, man, nice. Can't complain at all. Obviously, we know about Greece with the paying people playing players late. Yeah, that's the only problem there. But living, everything.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, my experience. A lot of places in Europe, you got to at least fight for your money a little bit, for sure.
Yeah, I've been blessed to only have that problem in one country, Greece. But I hear a lot of stories. I'm pretty sure we all do. Like, there's some stories that are crazy. How they just use the players and don't pay them all.
Oh, Turkey got me.
Yeah.
Oh, they got me.
You fight for us, Steve?
Oh, I took them to bat. I took them to the FIBA court.
Yeah,
won the case. They folded as an organization. Still haven't got that bread.
Hey, but they can't ever come back without paying you.
Without paying.
So you might turn 40 and just
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Look,
50,000.
We win this PBT check, and if Travzon comes back up at the same time, it's up.
Yeah. So whenever they try to come back, like, your money's just gonna be on the way. So you never know when that can happen.
You never know.
But yeah, so from South Korea to Greece. After Greece, I went to Trento in Italy, which is like my best season in Europe so far. And I left Greece early because that was a COVID year.
Oh,
so we had to leave a little bit early. We didn't even finish the whole season. Yeah. So Greece used that to not finish the payments. They used the COVID.
Absolutely.
Obviously. Absolutely. COVID. And so I went to Italy after that, had the best year of my career, played Euro Cup in Trento, man. And I think I had the best year, honestly, because it was the year after the COVID year, so it wasn't a lot of leaving the house.
Mm.
It was strictly like basketball.
You had to be locked in. You had no choice but to be locked
So
in.
I was strictly locked in on basketball. I wasn't doing nothing else. So I feel like that really translated, like, you know, that helped me like realize like, so the less you do out here, man, the more you lock in, it'll pay off.
Bro,
It'll pay
I'm gonna tell you what killed me about overseas, bro, is when I was at Marshall, I was used to any time during the day, I could call a manager and a couple of them would come and rebound.
Yeah.
Overseas, you shoot and chase your own ball.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They don't have guns. I mean, some places will have a gun, but you got like it's high level rare.
Yeah. It had to be like almost EuroLeague.
Yeah, it's like you're back. It's like I was back home outside, shoot, chase the rebound. Man. Maybe you get a teammate, y'all come get a couple shots up, but it wasn't no manager come rebound for you. You get a bunch of shots.
Nah.
No, it's not. So you got to like it's that grind.
And it's like I don't know, I don't understand that because like the assistant coaches normally rebound.
Yeah,
right. You know? But they walk in with the head coach to the practice. Like they have a meeting every morning. Nobody's on the court early. He's just there.
They're just there.
Yeah. And another thing I don't like about Europe, like a lot of places you can't go to the gym whenever you want.
No, you can't get it.
You gotta get your extra work either right before or right after practice. And I kind of like the gym by myself.
That handcuffs you.
Yeah.
That handcuffs.
So it's hard to really expand your game and do things like that, you know, that you normally do for yourself to help your mental, help your confidence. You got to do it their way, and it's something you can't adjust.
But like you have a routine that you used to doing, where you go in the morning, go at night, or whatever. And you can't do that. Be messing with you. So
it does. And you have to adjust to their schedule and doing things their way. Like it takes a couple months to adjust to.
Shoot, it also turns into where, because if you're hooping overseas, bro, you come home, you got max 3 months till you're going back.
Yeah.
Usually around 2. So it turns into you coming home, you wanna just be around your people, you wanna take that time to rest. You've had a long grind to where you got to work still. Like this is your real opportunity to get good training in.
Right.
So you're still having to grind, bro.
Right. Exactly.
And it turns into a whole thing because realistically, you couldn't get as much work in overseas as you needed.
Solely because when they close that gym, it's closed.
Perhaps.
No
keys to it.
No keys. Not even a captain on a team that's been there 8 years having to the gym. Like that's insane.
It's crazy, bro.
And if you were to ever thinking about asking an assistant coach, like, hey, can we get here at 8 p.m. tonight? Just me and you. Oh, that's a no-go.
No.
My wife, I have my family. It's not a full-time job for them. Like if they get off, they're off work.
Yes.
It's over.
It's over.
You want to get some work, you better come up there by yourself.
They're gonna give you an hour and a half, 2 hours a day.
For sure.
Practice.
For sure.
Get you working.
That's it. So man, yeah. So when I left Trento, I ended up going to France to another Euro Cup team, JL Borkenbrist. Man, I had the craziest coach in my whole entire life at that place. Like he just was one of those coaches that was just like, we have to play his basketball, and you know, his basketball worked in the French league, you know, but they never won like a championship in the French league. They always just won like maybe the regular season. They normally win a lot of games in the regular season, but his way of basketball never translated into a championship. Like they never beat Asheville, they never beat Monaco in a championship. Like they never won a championship. So his basketball worked, but it didn't get him championship. So I don't think the whole team was bought in.
Right.
And the way he wanted to play, he didn't even have the players that fit that system.
That's what blows me.
He went and got a bunch of players that just came off career highs and scoring and stuff like that, trying to put us together and make us a defensive team. Yeah. Like, no, you supposed to got a couple of scorers and the rest defenders for this type of system.
Yeah,
and he was trying to tell guys that are scorers and not really like known to be defenders, make them defenders and change their whole way of playing. Nah, like this guy just came from averaging 17. I just came from averaging 18. Eric Mika just came from Partisans. CJ Harris just came from Malone in the Champions League, killing.
And let's be real, bro.
Steve Suleiman, he know the coach, so he know the system.
Yeah.
Man, our America was just like out of whack, man. Like we didn't know what to do.
Bro, and anybody can say what they want, but at the end of the day, bro, especially if you're an American, you are out there trying to get yours, bro. Like you got to, you have to try and increase your market, bro.
Especially when that's what you do though.
Yeah.
Like, if you go there and you're a bucket getter, like
You have to go get buckets.
Yeah,
bro.
that's what
That's
you're
how
doing.
that's how you increase your market.
It's like he went and got these players that can really score and really take over a game to try to make them only a defender. You know, and only let the guys he knows score. You know, instead of just letting us play, man. Like we had a team, man, that was so deep. Like let us play. Like our size was similar to hurt that team. Like he should have just let us play, but he didn't want to break his system. His system worked in France, and they won games. You know, at the team he had just came from. Like,
So what are you gonna tell them?
can't tell him anything because his stuff has worked in the regular season. They didn't win the championship. You know, they went deep in the playoffs. They went to the next rounds in the Champions League. They didn't win the Champions League. They went to the next round and got deep in the playoffs. They never won with this system. So he's just thinking like, okay, I got a better team, bigger budget. He was able to go get higher level players, but he got the wrong type of high level players. Like, you know, I could adjust to his system, you know, pretty well because like, you know, I don't have to be a scorer on every team I'm on. Like, I can just bring in and play defense and hustle. Like,
But you're gonna get, you're gonna get yours regardless. Bro.
just being on the court,
Just being on the
in my
court,
opinion, if
you're
you
gonna
play,
score.
If you play enough, you're gonna score double digits if you're a good basketball player.
For a guard, it's different, bro. But for how active you are with how athletic and how big you are, bro, and the motor you have, if you put Jacorey on the court, bro, he's gonna score just because he's gonna go get offensive rebounds. He's gonna set pick and rolls and he's gonna roll hard and he's gonna get in there. He's gonna make things happen, bro. And it's just, I mean, that's not everybody fits like that.
Right. I agree. So I could adjust, but a lot of players on our team couldn't.
Right.
And that made us like we didn't exceed expectations at all. Like we didn't even like like they expected a lot out of this team because a lot of big players came, and we just couldn't get it done, man. Like the players weren't on the same page with the coach. The coach wasn't on the same page with the president. The GM wasn't on the same page with the coach. Like, you know, this coach was like after one game, man, we came in, we lost to Luke Fisher's team, and one of our players was walking in the locker room before the coach, and he just walked in, looked at his phone, put it back down. And, you know, him and the coach got into a yelling match because the first thing he did after the loss was come in the locker room and pick his phone up. And the coach just happened to be right behind him. So the coach told us the day after the game to wake up at 6 a.m. So he ran us to the house. Only the bigs. The day after the game, man. Like,
that's nutty.
This coach is crazy.
The nutty professor.
We ran around the whole neighborhood for a long time, bro. Like
outlandish behavior.
That's outlandish.
Outlandish.
That's outlandish
for sure.
So after that, everybody was just like, "Wow, this man is really nuts, like nuts." And after that, I don't think nobody respected him, man. Yeah. And when the team don't believe nothing the coach saying, there's no way to win. Like, we won some games because we were just hot and talented. Like we beat Monaco by 30 at our place. We played well with Ashby at their place, like just based off like talent, you know. Like the game we won, like we weren't even perfect in his system. We kind of just like played. It was hot, like, and he didn't really see that. He just saw his way or no way at all. So, my French experience was not good, only because of that coach. They ended up firing this man. 4 games left in the season, they fired him when they should have did it halfway through the season. Like they should have fired him halfway.
You know how the politics go.
But they weren't even arguing with this guy, the president and the GM. They were just so good. Like they were good individuals, like good people. They don't want to just fire nobody.
Right.
They want to try to make it work. So, you know, the coach would like give in a little bit and try to like adjust to everything. And then he would just like say, forget it. I'm going back to my way. This is how I know it. I'm not myself if I'm not doing it my way, which I respect, but we didn't have a team for that.
Right.
We just did it. So in France, we underachieved during that season. People will call it a bad season for me because I was supposed to be the main big man, but he started a French guy over me, like a French guy that he knew from his system. And so I was playing Jacorey Williams overseas, just left Trento, averaging 18 and 8, 15 and 8 in the Euro Cup, winning awards, stuff like that, coming to another Euro Cup team, which is better, but I only played 17 minutes a game, and I
Yeah,
just
it's
came
tough.
off a career season, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
Do you understand how frustrated I was with this guy?
I
Like,
can imagine.
listen, I was arguing with this man every day.
Was there any point where he was trying to leave?
Yes, he wouldn't let me.
I know how that goes.
He was like, I want you on my team. Didn't let me, but wouldn't play me for 15 minutes a game.
So what do you want? That's what do you want?
It's like,
why?
It's like he wanted me to come in a game solely for 15 or 16 minutes a game just to lift us up when we losing. And I would do that.
Yeah.
When I come in the game, the energy would change. We were active. We running the court. Fast break immediately picks up. Because I'm just like, I'm mad. First of all, I'm not starting. I'm mad. Second of all, I don't believe in nothing he's saying. So I'm out here trying to prove to him that I deserve minutes, as well as be a good teammate, raise my team up, bring good energy, positive energy to the team. And so I would do my job most of the time, but I would get snatched out for nothing sometimes. So
that's the way that goes.
and after that, after my Trento season, you know, I was thinking like, okay, I can keep trending upward, maybe try to get on the Euro Cup team. Because I know I can play in the Euro League, a Euro League team. Maybe I can try to keep inching up and like play well this year, and then maybe a Euro League team will call me. I can just be a player that comes in and get 15 minutes. Like, I'll do that for a Euro League team.
Yeah.
But I just killed in the Euro Cup. I'm not making Euro League money, sir.
Right.
And I just killed in the Euro Cup. I was playing against teams that I had just gave 25 and 10 with the win. And, you know, this team is playing against the same guys, only playing 10 minutes a game. Like,
it's different.
I didn't understand it, man. It was like the most frustrating season of my career. Like, me and this coach were getting into it every day, and he did not. I made it from August to the end of the season. I don't know how, because I should have been gone, bro. Like, was about to fight this man during the game. Like, it was bad. Like, the president had to come in the locker room and say, hey, we're not a crazy club. This is not what we're about. But it wasn't the players, it was the coaches. I was just the only one that had the balls to stand up for what I believed in and what I saw. Because he would say, the hardest playing player was gonna play. The hardest practicing player is gonna play. What I see in practice, what I trust. That's what I'm gonna think is gonna relate to the game.
So you were doing it.
And in practice, I was killing everybody. It got so bad to where, like, I didn't play a whole game one time. 2 games in a row. I didn't play a whole game. And this is coming off like 18-8. Euro Cup Trento, you know. I didn't play a whole game, 2 games in a row. That week of practice, nobody could say nothing to me. The coach, nobody. In that practice, I was like, you catching the elbow, like, you know, I was really trying to prove a point because, like, you're not playing me and you're playing these guys, like, for what? Like, what I do translates to winning, bro. Like, I don't care if I don't shoot the basketball. What I do on the court, as far as my energy, my versatility, being able to switch 1 through 5, like, that helps. With a help side, I don't have to help.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm rebounding. I'm forcing the tempo myself. Just me being on the court, bringing energy, rebounding, taking that one burst dribble, getting into the guard. We're already ahead of the defense. You know, like little stuff like that. Like, I was changing the game. And I wasn't getting rewarded for my practice. Like, I practice harder than anybody every day. Like, put my body on the line every day. And I wasn't getting rewarded like he was telling us. So those 2 games I didn't play, I was like literally fighting my teammates at practice, bro. And it just wasn't good for my mental. It really wasn't. So I finished that season. I don't know how. Finished that season. Then I went back to Italy because now it's like a redeem year. Like that was just this past year. Now it's like I got to get back and prove myself all over again. I just proved myself in Italy in the Euro Cup. Went to a team the coach didn't respect it. So now it's like I restarted this process, you know. And I did what I said I was going to do. Go back to Italy, play well. You know, I didn't know I was going to finish top 5 in the league.
Another Euro Cup team?
No, it wasn't Euro Cup.
Okay.
I went to a 1 game a week team, and you know, I felt like disappointed in myself. Like I had let myself down. Like I dropped down a level instead of like inching up closer to that Euro League dream. You know, like outside of the NBA, like you want to play in the Euro League or you want to go to Asia to make your money. With me, I was like, I want to play in the Euro League. I can come on somebody's bench and help them with my energy. I know I can. You know, so I went back to Italy, man. I was just like in revenge mode. I didn't care what happened. I was just like, you know, my mindset is like, do what we got to do to win, do everything I got to do to play well, you know. And we started the season like kind of rough because like of the group of guys we had with us, and you know we weren't really winning so much. We were facing relegation, But like every game we won, I was a big part of the reason we won. So I guess the league saw my value in every win, and then I ended up being like top 5 in Italy at the end of the year. And the process, like I said, started over again because I just signed back with another Euro Cup team, a big club, so now I gotta see how this coach like treats us, like with all these talented players on the same team.
So where you at? Where you gonna be at?
I just signed a Baduknos in Montenegro. They're playing the ABA against like Partizan.
They were in the Euro League for a while.
Yeah, they were. It's a big club.
Yeah.
Big club. They're normally in the Euro League. They just 2, 3, 4 years ago just got back in the Euro Cup. And their expectation is to
Get back into the Euro League.
Like they're always the top team in the Euro Cup. So like their expectation is high as well.
Yeah.
Similar to the JL Bourg-en-Bresse in France when I went there. So it's like I kind of just restarted the process.
Yeah.
But like when you go through something, when you go through it again, you're gonna handle that thing.
You gotta handle
like
it.
So now I've seen what happened last time. So now I'm approaching the situation open-minded, knowing that anything can happen.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it my all in practice like I did last time. And we're gonna see if this coach rewards me because the last coach did it. Like sure, like my hard work I put in, like my body on the line and stuff.
Bro, if you keep working hard, it'll find its way around.
Oh yeah.
It'll find its way around. Now let's talk about the TBT, bro.
Let's talk about it, bro.
So
Summertime.
this is your 3rd year playing with us.
Mhm.
First year was the bubble year.
Mhm.
Yeah, bro, and that
Made
was
some noise that year.
that was an experience in itself, bro. That whole bubble situation, bro.
I know you guys had the team, the Wildcats, right before.
Yeah.
But that bubble year, man, it put
On the map.
Marshall alumni on the map.
Yeah,
it did for sure.
Like the way I put that first team together was so entertaining that people had to tune in just off the team, how the team was built with John, and the dad, like the 3 guys, and they added some middle, some Conference USA players with the Marshall alumni. Coakley, me, like we all know each other. But I think the attention was on the team solely based off how it was built. But when they saw that I and John and all of us can hoop, hey man, they was like, yo, like we was America's team.
We were America's team,
I
bro.
don't feel like the Cowboys for that much, man. I was like, hey, yo, like
But we were also the only sports that was going
on at the time, yeah.
Because it was at the beginning of COVID. Nobody had ever done the bubble before. We were the first ones, and we were on every game was prime time on ESPN.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we were out there throwing lobs and what is that?
The dude from Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Zach
was dunking
Zach
everything.
So was he.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun though, bro. And
that was my like.
But we had a 2-week training camp.
Yeah.
And that kind of I feel like that kind of meshed everybody together.
If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have had that bond.
I know.
Everybody would have been adjusted to like how y'all play. I don't think we would have been like as successful, man.
I agree.
We had so much fun because we built that bond before we started. I didn't know that 2-week training camp would help much. Like going into it, I wasn't really like, I was kind of optimistic about like doing it. I was like, it's a lot of time in my summer.
Yeah.
I don't really know like when I'm leaving. But when I came, I was like, I'm doing it again. I'm back. Like I had so much fun. Like I never regret those times. Like it's crazy that I didn't want to come. Because when I finished, I was like, man, we had a blast, bro.
We did.
We built a real bond. I think we could do something in the future.
Yeah.
Sure. So
I remember my favorite thing was him and Coakley both told me different times too, bro. And they were like, "Bro, I wish I would have came to Marshall with y'all."
Hey, if I would have went to Marshall with that system, man, that open floor, oh my God.
Giannis.
Yeah. The Giannis of Conference USA, for sure.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, we found out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go crazy.
Floor station, bro.
Go crazy.
And then I would have had a guy like you and John, they were handling the ball most of the time. So all of my stuff would have been easy. I would have been spoon.
You would have got so many lobs,
Yeah,
bro.
just easy off lobs and fast break stuff. Like I would have 10 just out there alone, no one-on-one, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
And then you would have been able to eat off that
Yeah.
because we had the floor space so much.
Shooters everywhere.
Yeah, bro. My senior year, we had me, John, Luke, CJ, who were all Luke, and CJ were all shooting 40, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And then John was taking tougher shots. You know how
He's still shooting like 36.
Yes,
Yeah.
and stand still, bro. He's shooting.
Yeah,
40.
Yeah,
exactly.
So you would have had all the room to work
Yes,
out.
sir.
Bro.
Yes, sir.
You would have had all the room,
Yes, sir.
and then you had Ryan who could pass too. Ryan was coming off pick and roll.
Yeah, he was. I remember that.
And man, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, that would have been fair, honestly.
No, but let's skip ahead because you know last night we had a big win. We finally got over the hurdle, and we sent West Virginia back to Morgantown. Midway through the game, my boy got the boot. My boy got the boot, bro. He got tossed, man. Give me the whole rundown of what happened because it was on the opposite end, and we couldn't really see.
Yeah. So you know, the third quarter was getting intense, man. It was getting physical. We were coming back. You know, I was kind of getting into the game. I just got a block shot. I just scored a free throw and a hook shot. So I'm like, okay, I'm here with my team now. Like, you know, the energy's picking up. I'm feeling myself on defense. I'm like, we're gonna get ready to come back. We're gonna go on a run. It can happen at any moment now, you know. So after I blocked Morris's shot, you know, sent that thing to half court, got an assist out of it.
Got a layup, yeah.
Got
Yes,
an assist out of it.
Blocked it so far, got a
Rob
assist.
tapped
got
it.
the layup.
Yeah, got a layup.
That was a big play.
That's huge. Yeah, that put us down one.
Yep.
We were coming back, and I think Rob may have fouled him on the drive, but not a bad foul because like
Right.
we can set our defense back up again and do it again. You know?
Yeah.
So,
There's a timeout right after the foul.
after the
No.
foul,
What's
I think it was like
there was a
immediate
video timeout right after
the
Rob fouled him, which is like a couple possessions after I blocked that shot.
Yeah.
And so right before Rob fouled, there was like a couple up and down that nobody scored, you know. And Stevenson on the bench was saying like, you know, you didn't block that one, you didn't block that one. He said it one time, he ran back down. The ball went out of bounds or something like that, and it was their ball still. He was like, you didn't block that one either. It was the second time he said it. Then the third time he came back down, he said it again. I'm like, bro, I understand I blocked the shot, but I didn't block the next two. I understand that. So the third time I'm just like, okay, let me go talk to this young guy, man, so we could just try to keep this thing cordial. It's cordial as possible. Like there's a lot of respect for both teams on both sides. You know, and I know how big the rivalry is, even though I never played in it. I know the magnitude of it because I've been around you guys. Kind of built a home here, like a second home here in West Virginia. So I know how everybody's feeling about this game. So I was just gonna, you know, be the older player and walk over there and tell him like, hey, bro, I know this is an intense game, but let's just try to play basketball. I got a lot of respect for y'all. This is the method I was going to relate to him. Like I got a lot of respect for y'all. Let's just play ball, man, because it was a timeout. So I was just gonna talk to him real quick, and then after that, we was gonna probably get into a good game, like less trash talking, like. You know, I was just gonna tell him like, let's not beat us on all this extra stuff, man. Let's just hoop. You know what I mean? Like, let's play hard as we can. May the best team win. Like, I was gonna hit him with that one of those type of OG messages.
Yeah, the vet message.
Because like he just came. I know he just came from college and all those guys do is talk trash.
That's it.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna try to like, you know, help him try to like not feed into that because like it was kind of like he was getting baited into it a little bit. So I was just like gonna tell him like, man, look, just for both teams, like let's just keep it like cordial. Let's just keep it like basketball, you know, but you know, the rivalry's so big that his pride was just on his sleeve. He was not having it. So when I went to like put my arm around him, like kind of like this, I was gonna be like, man, that's just cool, man, you know, just keep it basketball. Man. I respect y'all, I respect it. I was gonna hit on one of them, you know. So when I went to put my arm around him, like try to talk to him, because I didn't want everybody to hear what I was saying. He like, nah, don't touch me, I don't really like that. And honestly, I didn't expect that from him. I respect him for even being able to stand up to somebody as big as me and saying that. Like, I really like that. Like, don't touch me, dude. I respect the don't touch me, but like, I'm really like that is what like took to my head. Like, you really like what? You know? It was honestly just a reflex.
A reaction.
You know, because I rewatched it and I was like, kind of feeling bad that I pushed him. You know, like, I ain't really want to feel like I punked nobody there. You know, I just wanted, like, if it was trash talk, I ain't wanted to turn physical. So immediately when I did it, I obviously regretted doing it because I was just like, I shouldn't, like this is a young guy, like he talked trash. I shouldn't have did him like that, you know. But honestly, it was a reflex, man. He was like, don't touch me, I'm like that. And in my head, I was just like what, you know? And I pushed him a little bit, man, and it just, you know, it turned into like really more than what it was. The push really wasn't that crazy, you know.
Yeah.
But like I said, I walked away immediately because I didn't I regretted doing it like instantly, you know. And then so as I was walking away, the other little guard from New York, what's his name?
Myers.
Myers.
Yeah.
He was kind of coming back to meet me at half court and like basically said like everything's all good, man. We just gonna keep moving. And the ref gave me a take for dapping him up. So that's how I got kicked. I didn't get kicked from the push. I got kicked from turning around and shaking Myers' hand. Basically saying like it's all good, like we just gonna keep playing basketball from here on out. Like
That's crazy.
and so that's what the second
I
take
didn't know
came.
that.
Because the ref thought that I was turning around for more conflict, but I was just turning around because the dude wanted to dap me up. Like he ran over there trying to, you know, make sure everything was quiet, make sure we keep playing ball, you know. But
It turned us up.
that situation lit a fire
You
in
got
us.
locked in.
It turned
I
us
went to that
up.
locker room, guys were down on the floor. I'm watching the game in the locker room.
James is on the floor.
James
bro.
Kelly go on the floor.
Yeah, on the
When the last time we seen that?
I couldn't tell you.
They could have dove on that floor.
He was on the floor.
He's trying to get that money.
Yeah.
But I'm watching the game and everybody's like locked in. I'm like, oh, so this all we needed was a little adversity. We just needed to get punched in the mouth. Man, this could be a changing point in this tournament, man.
Yeah, bro.
Sure.
And I know we're recording this now, and I'm glad we are because we might be able to connect to look at this podcast and say that was a tournament.
That was a tournament.
That's what helped us win the whole thing. You know what I mean? So,
And again, we didn't play good yesterday.
no, we did not. But
We didn't shoot the ball well.
We missed chumpies. We missed free throws.
Yeah, bro. And we won by 14, 13,
Record turnovers.
and I gotta give credit to the rep team.
Yeah.
They buck the game or they make the game ugly.
That's what they
That's what
do.
they do.
Yeah, and
That's what
like
they do.
you know, I never even been a part of like playing against them. Like y'all know better than me. Like I saw them on TV, but like Arkansas used to press, so I used to think we were a better pressing and defensive team than them. So I didn't really like know how the feeling of like how it is playing against West Virginia. Like, you know, my favorite thing to do is attack and transition.
Right.
And I'm coming up the court
They
look
look
at
with
it.
no rhythm, and I see 4 guys behind my guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta get into the pick and roll over here and really run some things, you know? And they kind of had us out of rhythm for a long time, like for 2/3 of that game.
Yeah.
Because we didn't start looking until after that technical foul with me
Right.
and Stevenson, the little scuffle.
Mhm.
And then after that, man, guys just locked in. And so, you know, I kind of feel like I had a rough first half, which is probably true, but you know, it's a team game. I know our team is deep. I wasn't really worried about it. I came out this third quarter and brought energy and, you know, trying to get myself into the game, which I was starting to do, you know, it was starting to get rolling. And we still were missing a little bit of a spark.
Yeah.
They were still getting rebounds they shouldn't have
Yes,
got.
they were.
Loose ball they shouldn't have got.
Yes, they were.
They were still scoring too easy a little bit. But after that scuffle, guys were like, oh, no, sir, no more.
Yeah.
And DC and James and John, JP. I think I made JP, I think they made JP mad by kicking me out of the game. Cause he just turned into a North Carolina animal. Like
Yeah.
Bro.
he just started sitting down and get still, get on the transition, get to the free throw line, being
Bro,
aggressive.
man.
Yeah.
Sure.
Putbacks,
Yeah.
him and Cook, man. They hey,
Change again.
they changed the game, man. And so I just think we needed that little bit of adversity to get hit first,
Mhm.
and then see how we responded. And the way we responded, man, was unreal. That lets you know the depth of this team and like really the personality, the characteristics of this team. Like if you want to make the game dirty,
We got that.
and buck the game up, we
We
can do
got
that.
that.
If you want to make the game physical and go rebound and get in the paint, we got that.
We got that.
You want to score?
We
We
got
got
that.
that. You want to get up and down?
Yeah.
We got
We
that.
showed that we ran the half court. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We struggled at first, but we showed we can adjust to
Yeah.
playing the half court game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the first half, all of our points were probably in transition, probably 2 and a half court. Like,
Yes, bro.
2-3 points at half court. Second half, like we was scoring in
Half
half court. Yeah, we
Yeah.
showed that we can adjust on the fly too.
Yeah.
Like during the game. Like
We was guarding yesterday too.
Oh, we was strapping.
We had rebounding too.
Yeah.
look, I was watching the game and I was telling, I don't know who I was telling, maybe you. We were, maybe Ryan, we were losing the rebound battle going into the fourth quarter.
Okay.
They were winning the rebound battle by 3. Going into the fourth, I heard the commentator say it.
Yeah.
And when that fourth quarter started, it was like we had another one. Yeah.
Flip the switch.
We flipped the switch, like, and man, I'm so proud of the team because like of the adversity we went through during that game.
Yeah.
Like in the past, I feel like we would have went down 20,
Yeah.
Right.
15,
Right.
and been trying to claw back like in the past. Like last year,
We've
I watched
never
the
been
game.
this good defensively.
Yeah.
We've never been this good defensively.
Yeah,
Like we get to a point where we can, if we lock in defensively, bro, people can't score.
Yeah. And we're big, man.
Big and like JP's like 6'6", whatever. Huge and sits down.
Yeah,
Full court.
Yeah.
Bro, without anybody telling us to.
Right.
Yeah.
We picked up full court.
Right.
94, bro.
Yeah.
That's how you win this tournament.
And I wanna shout out Corey real quick because at halftime, like we was all kind of like, how can we get Corey into the game on offense? You know what I'm saying? And Corey was like, nah, like we don't need to be worried about that. Like I'll get into the game, but we need to keep playing defense. We got to keep rebounding. And I felt like, you know, this is my first time playing with you.
Yeah.
And like I've heard good things about you, but like as a teammate, like I thought that was really cool. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know what you can do as a player, and for you to not have the best offensive half, but for you to come into halftime with the same mindset like that, like we just trying to win the game. Like don't worry about me. We guard and we rebound, we gonna win the game.
Sure.
Like I thought that was dope. Like I love that. I thought that was big for us because that's what we did to win the game.
Yeah, and
being a guard
I
and
think
rebound.
that just come from like me, like being going through a lot of things and the basketball life, like my journey. You know, like I've been through riding the bench, being a star, being a role player, being the main option. Like so, I know like if God's not having it offensively, man, like that's not the only aspect of the game.
So many other ways impact.
If I don't score, you don't have to. You don't have to score. The other team don't have to score. They don't have to.
That's
If I don't score, you don't have to score. And I know I'm a better scorer, but I'm off right now. So if I'm off, like I'm make sure you're not scoring. So that's why I was just like, don't worry about, because I don't want to try to stop our rhythm by trying to get one person involved. Like, yeah, Corey averaged 20 points in the TBT. Who cares?
Right.
Did we win it? No.
Yeah.
Who cares about if I score 20 now?
It's about winning. It's
Where does
about
the stats
getting
go?
money.
Where does the minutes go? Nowhere. Nobody even looks at the stats after the game a lot. Like maybe you do just to scout the next team, but who cares, man? All we see is the money tournament and quarterfinal, Elite Eight, Final Four. We see that. We don't see Corey had 5.6, 6.9. He's not good. Like no, like nobody's saying Jacorey sucked. They're saying like heard that got that.
Yeah,
Because Jacorey didn't play well and they won by 15.
somebody stepped
Like,
up.
We got next man up. Like I saw John say that on somebody's interview. Next man up mentality. Like we got that in every position. So I realized that. So I'm just like keeping the best attitude about like the defensive side of the ball. I'm not worried about us scoring. We can get that anywhere. It don't gotta be me. I can chip in when I can. We know players can get hot, but I don't have to score, man.
No, sure. We got a bunch of dudes that can do it.
Yes, sir. If I can be the best defender, rebounder on the team, and the player with the most energy that brings it to the team, I'll be that guy for this team. Like to win his money, I'll be there. So, you know, I don't think a lot of guys know that about me because like sometimes I may seem arrogant, like outside looking in. But a lot of people don't know my personality and like, know what I really stand for.
You just play with a lot of fire, bro. And sometimes that's what that comes off as.
Yeah, sometimes when you play like that, it rubs off on people the wrong way. But if you're in the locker room with me, you'll know like on the court, me is not who I am like in real life. You know what I mean? Like that's just my, you know, that's just me at work. Like I'm locked in. I'm locked in. So I'm not going for nothing. You know, I'm locked in. I'm giving everything. I'm giving my body. I'm giving all of my energy, 110%. You know what I mean? That's just me. So, but like, yeah, if guys get to know me in like real life, like they'll look at me a little different. Like just like how you said you didn't know how I was, like, you know, but it takes adversity to really see a person's true colors. True character.
Yeah.
And that adversity, I could have been like, man, give me the effing ball. Like this, that. Like, yeah, I may have said something in the game, like, look, we got mismatches, but that was true. Yeah. That was all basketball. Even if it was me, James, Luke, you, whoever had the mismatch, I would have said it. Because we weren't exploiting them. We wasn't. And sometimes, you know, that message comes out verbally during the game because it's heated a moment. But the thing I love about it, nobody took that personally. Everybody still tried to help me. Everybody still was positive with me. Everybody was still saying, you good? You gonna keep going? You know? I like the fact that we tried to draw players up for me and try to get me going, even though I rejected it because I knew that wasn't gonna help the team. What was gonna help us is rebounding, being physical, locking love up. You know what I mean? Like playing with that edge. We weren't gonna win that game without those three things.
You're right, bro.
The offense was gonna come, bro. We scored 80 something. Oh, well, 75. Yeah, but we
had 27 and a half.
Yeah, exactly. So we're capable of getting 100 points no matter what. Scoring 90 no matter what. So I just lock in on that small stuff, man. Small stuff, that small stuff.
One more thing before we do wrap it up.
One more thing.
You know we've been doing the Outlanders thing since we talk about Outlanders stuff,
Outlanders.
since we got to training camp and all that. So I'm gonna put you on the spot right here. Give me something outlandish that you've had to deal with or have seen overseas, like that sticks out in your mind.
Overseas, like what we talking about, like everyday life, or
Everyday
like
life,
basketball,
on the court, anything.
the most
bro.
outlandish,
Just some
thing.
outlandish stuff, bro.
Outlandish thing, man.
It's so much.
There's so
Overseas,
much
bro,
outlandish
it's
stuff.
daily outlandish activity. Bro.
Absolutely.
Hey man, so
Daily.
look, I gotta tell y'all this story, but I can't give his name.
Okay.
This is live podcast. Anybody can see this.
Alright.
I gotta tell y'all this story.
Okay.
Okay, it's
We'll
not
keep it
basketball.
We'll keep it anonymous.
It's not basketball. It's like the nightlife overseas.
Uh-huh.
So I was out, like, you know, we had to find a little fun. So we found me and one of my teammates. I'm not even gonna tell you where.
Don't even tell.
They're gonna know who I'm talking about if they ever see this. So, cause I'm gonna repost it on my page and stuff too. So we were out, man, and this guy normally like he normally picks up like beautiful girls and stuff like that. So we were just out, you know. I was like more laid back, chilling. I wasn't really like talking to no girls that much. You know, I'm kind of a shy guy. Like many people don't know that about me. Like I wasn't really trying to talk to the girl. I just like if a girl want me or something, like, I kind of just sit back and chill, let her make her little moves, see what she does, you know. He's more of an aggressive guy. He goes to talk to the girls, you know.
Uh-huh.
So one night we got a little bit too drunk. I think we made a mix overseas. We probably had Jack Daniels and champagne. That's something weird. Some weird mix. Like, cause we were probably at a place where we knew the guy, the owner, and he probably just bought us champagne complimentary, you know. But we already had Jack Daniels, so we'll drink that too, like just because, like, you know. So we got a little bit too intoxicated, I would say, but I was still able to control myself, and you know, so he started talking to this girl, and he normally picks up like nice girls, man, but this girl is just big, and I'm thinking like not to shame anybody who's big, like that's normally not his type.
Yeah.
Right.
This girl is big, man. I'm just like, all right, bro. Like they're around with me too. Like we live in the same building, like they're around with me. So he get the girl, and I know for a fact he don't realize how this girl really looks. Like he's just drunk, bro. Like we both are. Like he's super drunk. So he like, yeah, take us, like drive us home. I'm like, all right, I got y'all. Like I ain't have nobody with me, so I was gonna go home and go to sleep. But I drove them. They was in the back seat. Man, he in the back seat, just outlandishly kissing this big girl, like, and she's loving it. She's loving it, like. She taking full advantage. She got this athletic fit guy. She got this athletic fit guy, man, and she is loving it. Outlandishly kissing him, like, yeah. Like
She's trying to come back to the States.
So look, obviously they go home together and stuff like that. And so the next morning, I was waiting on this. Like I just wanted to hear how the night went, you know. The next morning, he just like woke up and was like, calling me, I ain't answered because I had like went to the bathroom and then I was cooking, so I wasn't really like looking at my phone. So I got back to my phone. By the time I get back to my phone, he knocked on my door. So I opened the door like, "Oh, what's up, bro? You good? You have a good time last night?" He's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Bro, you beg."
Put it on you.
He put it on me because I was like more sober, you know. I was like, "Bro, you begged me to take y'all home, bro. So I was just doing what you told me to do. We got home safely."
That was my job.
He was like, "Bro, I can't believe I woke up and I saw her." I was like, "Whoa!" And he's like, "I didn't know where I was at." I was like, "Man, you chose.
That's on you. You
chose
did it to yourself.
It is what it is.
Now you're all.
That's the most
yourself.
outlandish thing that has happened to me. Like, that's not basketball. Like, that was funny though. Like, he was beating on my door. He was hot.
That's the moments you remember. Like,
Yeah.
that's the ones you remember.
But like, you know, I'm glad it's like something like that because like normally it's like you're being stressed out with basketball. So to get a little fun, have a little fun overseas, have a little moment, have a little moment. You gotta have those times over it.
Yeah,
that was the most outlandish thing, man. He was so hot, like you let me go, like, bro. Like you having a good time with me.
You look like you was having a great time with the back seat.
I'm not a hater. I'm gonna let you have a good time.
Right.
I'm not a hater. You want to ride home? I got y'all, bro. I don't mind. But yeah, man, he was hot. Like that was crazy.
Well, bro, I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Man, I appreciate you being on the podcast.
Yeah,
bro.
thank y'all for having me, man. Like when I'm overseas or anything like that. Like,
Oh, he's
he'll get you. Like, I'll update y'all on how things are going. You know, everything. I would be real authentic about what's going on too.
Need that.
Yeah.
We'll stay up to date on more outlandish activities.
Absolutely.
And outlandish activities.
Document them. That way you got them.
I'm gonna make sure I keep up with them this time. Now that I know we got the
We're gonna
podcast.
put it in the group.
We got the podcast.
We're gonna put it in the group, man.
Anything outlandish, I'm gonna make sure I keep. Like I'm gonna try to video everything. I'm gonna try to keep everything. Anything crazy happen, I'm gonna try to save it for the podcast for sure.
Lock it in,
Y'all
bro.
call me. I got a lot of stuff to give y'all. Yeah, so.
I appreciate it, bro. And that does it for episode 3.
Yes, sir.
Episode 3 of Heard the Word podcast, man. Tune back in with us next time. We'll be back. Corey, appreciate you coming on. Jay West, blessing as always.
Yes, sir, my guy.
We'll see y'all later. Yeah.